Folks, this is all the stuff that we got over the weekend. I am using a lot of my tees for the market, but there could be some opportunity there if people are looking for, you know, a whole bunch of tees, maybe 100. Just been going through all these jerseys. This is what we've got. What I was telling you, some really nice chinchillas, rain jackets. Like, I've just been on a phone call for 15 minutes with one of my suppliers and planning out all the way up until March next year. Folks, welcome back to the channel. Really do appreciate you being here. If you are new here, hey, how you doing? My name's Chris and I'm building a business that suits my lifestyle. Now, in these videos, essentially what I like to do is bring you along of what it looks like of me building my business. Now, that's going to look very different to how you probably are building yours, in particular when building an eBay reselling business. But for me, I've been documenting this journey for the last 4 years, and it's really actually for myself to see how I've progressed, what I've been doing to actually get to where I am today. And I hope, and my wish is that you can hopefully take some value, take some lessons, or come along the ride and actually get something out of this that's going to enable you to pursue your own dreams, your own goals, or your own ambitions when it comes to reselling or whatever else it is. So in this episode, there's a lot of things that we go through. I'm showing you how I'm making decisions, all the things that are happening on a day-to-day basis. And in particular, we had a lot of stock come inbound. We had a lot of Patagonia come through. We had a big jersey collection and a whole bunch of other things. Of course, it's never a dull day. And there's also a few other amazing opportunities that are starting to present themselves. So we talk about that. I'm also been planning for my Q1 for 2025. I'm already in my mind, I'm already thinking about March and April in 2025. So a good 3-4 months away. And yeah, just lots of things happening, what it looks like in the day of a life. So if you do want to see something like that, this is my point of view of that and what it looks like to build a reselling business. Now, if you've got any questions, comments along the way, please do ask away. More than happy to answer any questions or any comments. We do actually address a couple of those from last week as well. So if you do stick around to the end, I've also got the lessons I learn. I take you through a breakdown of what I've taken from the week of business, what I've learned, and what does that mean. And also, if you stick around to the very end, I will take you through the financials for the week, but also where we landed for November 2024. So appreciate you being here. Let's get into it. Folks, it is Monday morning. We're back at it again. Geez, here we are. It's 7:45. It's not too early, but it's not too late. Getting in before 8 o'clock, which is good. Carla's working from home today, so it makes my life a little bit easier, but I don't mind getting in early. I'm feeling pretty buzzed at the moment just because new week, start again. Let's see what we can do. It was an interesting week last week. We ended up doing probably better than I expected. There was a few days there where we did some crazy days, and then it was just completely dead. So it was all over the place, typical consistent eBay. But today, it's a new week. It's the last week of November. So it's the final chance to get ahead, to get some good sales and to build that net profit up, which has been a bit of a struggle this month because we've been spending a lot more than an average month, but that's okay. So the plan today is I have a washing drop off at about 9:15, which is about 200 or so, maybe 150 or so Ralph Lauren. So the plan is to get that through the system as quickly as possible because I've been selling lots of it. So I want to get that moving this week. I've got 4 medical appointments this week. Stuff's driving me insane. I've got one today, one tomorrow, one Wednesday, and one Thursday, which means I'm going to be doing half days at the shop. Basically, I've tried to do in the second half of the day all the appointments, but also depends on availability. So we're going to go to a whole bunch of those. But today my focus will be pick, pack, and post. I think we've got about 40 orders. Photographers in early, actually. I believe they're going to be in around the same time as me, which is good. Oh, there's a Mozzie. And got him. My goal will be to do the pick, pack, and post, and then see if I can do any quick wins or any sorting of stock. I did get a pickup on Friday. They've got a whole bunch of more clothes and shoes. Got to sort through that. I've still got all the stuff that we got last week that I got to sort. We still got lots of electronics that I want to get done. I'll probably have to do that tomorrow. I also picked up more laptops on the weekend from my business to business, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the focus is really just continue to sort and get ahead with those kind of things today, opposed to actually sitting down and going through lots and lots of items. If I can prep myself well for tomorrow, I think we'll be in a good position for the rest of the week. I believe I have photographer number 2 in tomorrow, so anyway, we'll talk about that tomorrow. That's it. I'll catch you in the shop. I've got to leave at about 1:30, so it is really a half day for me. See what we can do, and I'll take you through all the goodies that we've got. Me again. One thing that's actually on my mind that I just kind of wanted to bring up to you guys, and I was going to say it before, but I totally forgot, was I've started to do my just high level planning for 2025. So I was away on the weekend. There was a whole bunch of different stuff that was coming to mind, thinking about, and starting to really plan ahead for what I want next year to look like. We've done some amazing and incredible growth this year, to places which, you know, I didn't necessarily, I mean, I knew they were possible because I see other people do it, but sometimes you forget that you're capable, and we've done some really capable things this year. So it motivates me to push into next year, and of course, seeing the growth we did see this year, I want to see that next year. But you know, there's a level of it where there's a conflict between confidence, competence, know-how, willpower, motivation, and this constant pulling of, am I good enough? Can I do it? What if it doesn't work out? All of that. So that's really where my headspace is at. But I guess in the short of it is, you know, so I'm starting to jot down some of these things that I'm going to want to be digging down into and putting things into place now that's going to enable me for a really good kickstart for 2025. So I've just kicked off a end of year sale. Hopefully that to just get some extra cash flow happening in. Surprisingly, nothing's come through yet, but I kicked that off last night. So we'll see if that really helps, give a little boost to some things as we finish the year strong. But that's the other thing that's on my mind. That's what I'll be focusing on this week when I'm not doing the normal BAU stuff. Really just continue to push into what's to come for 2025. All right, I'll see you in a jiffy. All right, folks, this is all the stuff that we got over the weekend. Shoes. This guy's pretty cool. And then that's all clothes. So we're going to sort through all this now and see what we got before the washing gets here. Make some space and process this stuff. Whew. Let's see what we got. Ready? All right, so we've got a whole bunch of shoes. We've got this guy, lots and lots of clothes, lots of women's. Actually, majority of it is women's. Some really interesting stuff in here, stuff that I have done a lot of, and there's a lot of newer tags and just some good bread and butter. We usually pay anywhere between $1.50 to $3 for this, so it's pretty good. All right, I'm now going to pick through it, actually take what I want, repack it up. Some of it will have to go for washing, some of it we can get straight onto it. Yeah. All right, folks, so I've pulled out all that stuff now. That's some really good stuff, actually. Pretty happy with that. 15 minutes till the washing arrives, so I'm just going to start to do pull out all the stuff that we've got going out. We've got 36 orders and we're on 73,216, so still dropping up and going down and in between. A few multi-quantity item stuff, a few phones, some laptops, a good variety. Someone's purchased a couple of skirts. We've got a jacket, laptops again. It's pretty good. For the entirety of the weekend, I said we've got 36 orders. It's a total of, it's probably, must be close to 50 items. 44 items, and we did a total of 2,592 over the weekend. So it's actually, it's not too bad. 36 orders and a total of 44 items. So let's pull it out. Alright folks, all the washing is back. Lots of ruffle on, and then there's some shackets and heavy cotton twill in here as well. Whew, it's really quite sticky, folks. Alright, so we've got 2 phones going out. They've gone for about 140 each. That's the new elevated process that I'm using. This is parts only, not working phones. We've got a camera, we've got 2 laptops going out. One of them was going for like 208 and the other one's for like 360, somewhere there, give or take. This is all just bundles of shirts and clothes. One person's purchased 5 pairs of Wranglers, 5 shirts, all Wranglers. I listed them all on the same day, and he's just come through and purchased 5, and they get a discount. We've got Levi's going out, we've got G-Star going out, we've got Harley going out, we've got Nike, Marmot going overseas actually. A lot of bundle of Hardy Boys. Someone finally came through and purchased the rest of them. I've got some train stuff going out, camera. That's pretty much it. Let's get packing. Alright team, postage is done. It's time to have some lunch, and then I've got to get out of here. So have lunch, I'll have to just pack a few things away. Photographer's going to stay here doing work, and yeah, off to my appointment, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Whew. Alright team, just left. It's actually been an interesting morning. I've had quite a bit on my mind coming back to the conversation that we had earlier, where this week I'm just starting to do some planning and getting ahead and all those different things. So I sat down with my photographer and photographer number 1, and we just kind of planned out what stock we have ready for the rest of the year, and we've got basically perfect of around, give or take, plus minus probably 10% of 1,200 items. Now that gets us for the next 6 weeks, assuming we're running at full capacity. It probably won't be at full capacity because I already know my photographer 2's away and things like that. So that's purely just clothing items. 1,200 we've got till the end of the year basically. I do have another bundle of 100 items coming through my other supplier. That's to wrap up for the year. But basically we're covered. I don't need to get any other stock. I will probably get more stock, like just from my natural flow of things, but in terms of planning ahead. So in terms of then when I need to actually get my big next amount, I probably need to get my next big lot is probably going to be January, which will last us up until February, March, around April, May. So that's the plan there, and I'm going to have to start to have those discussions this week. And I've already just started to have a conversation with one of the suppliers about an ongoing amount coming on a regular basis next year as well. So that model I've got to kind of just finalize and make sure it's all meeting the metrics. So far the data is suggesting it will. The other thing is I've got my first invoice back for my new storage arrangement, and I tell you, it's motivating me to to get into a warehouse, which is good because that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted it to like give me the motivation to push harder, to grow and to expand. And seeing the dollar hit the bottom line, this month's bottom line is going to be interesting. It motivates me to say, okay, now I need to get into the warehouse, and I'm changing some of the perspective that I'm having on the warehouse of how I want it to be. I've got this dream idea, and I think that dream idea is going to take a little bit longer for what I want it to be. But I'm thinking if I'm going to grow for the next 1 to 2 years, I think there's a middle point that I need to go into that. And I know a lot of people have told me this, so you know, you may be right. So I'm going to be changing my perspective on looking at the warehouse and how I'm going to approach that, just to ensure that I can bring the bottom line down. And I'm going to change probably some of the way that I do storing and things like that. So just a lot going on in my head. I'm just really venting to you and sharing as it comes to my mind. So I'm off to my podiatrist appointment now. That's in about 40 minutes. And then I'll be done for the day. I got to do some postage drop off and pickups and things. But that will be a wrap of today. So tomorrow, Tuesday, photographer number 2 is out, which is okay. I've got lots I can be doing of non-clothing. So the priority tomorrow, folks, is non-clothing, and to continue to sort through and get the storage situations ready that I've been putting off for the last week and a half of all that multi-SKU stuff at the end. So we'll wrap it up there. The 30% sale is working, by the way. I've had 3 sales since this morning just on those 30% off items. So very happy with that. All right, team, I will see you in the morning, and it's going to be a big one because I'm catching up. I'm taking Carla to the station early in the morning, so I'll see you in a jiffy. Folks, and just like that, it was Tuesday. It's 6:56 a.m. Just dropped Carla off at the train station. I don't have a coffee this morning for Macca's. I'm still on some medication, so just avoiding those early black coffees, but that's all right. I do miss them, I must say. All right, so today, Tuesday, Geez, there's a lot going on in my head. Just as I'm trying to build out and plan out the next steps for the business. Today, it's just me at the shop. Don't have photographer number 2. I've got lots of things that I can be doing, and we spoke about this last week. Really should be reshuffling the multi-SKU stuff. I can focus on getting a lot of non-clothing items done. I think that's what I just got to have to do today, is just get it done. And don't actually have any appointments today. Things have got moved around, so I'm pretty much there from, geez, I'll be there from like 7:15 till about 5:15. It's a long day, and some of these days I get a little bit unproductive sometimes because they're just big days. But I do need to finish off my listings this morning. I think I've done 10 before I left, so I'll finish up those. Listing lots of electronics today, like cameras and stuff. And I've got to do a pick, pack and post. Sales have been, we did about average yesterday, maybe just above. When I say average, sorry, I did my target, but my average is higher than my target at the moment. So I'm not sure if we kind of got quite there, but I've had a few sales come through this morning, which is great. A couple of international as well, which obviously help with the extra dollars and the savings from the Australia My Post business discounts. I'm really just talking through my head at the moment. I'm just trying to figure out what's the next steps of today, but I think it's just going to have to be a day of additional photos, taking as much photos as possible for the non-clothing items, and then trying to get that done. And we'll see what else happens. I'm going to have a bit of a think about it, see if there's anything else that pops up in my mind, but I think that's going to be the game plan today. So get in there, get onto it, and I'll take you through everything that we plan to do. All right, team, I am in, just set up. I'm just starting to do a little bit of listings right now. We actually did pretty good yesterday. Even though I was away yesterday for half the day, my photographer ended up doing 80 items photoed. So we've been getting through a lot of Ralph Lauren. As you can see, this is all Ralph. And then we've got some good jeans here. There's actually some Ralph Lauren jeans in there, and then sports shorts. Still have a bit of Ralph to get through. But yesterday I was telling you about all the stuff that we were just planning for stock quantity. So we've still got all this to go, and we've got all that big pile over there. And then there is a pile, a couple of bags of pants as well. Need to do a big clean up in here again. Just things are just everywhere. I've still got all these phones. So I think today's goal is, there's a number of different things. Obviously got to do pick, pack and post. I need to basically clear out all this stuff. So we've got all the phones to do. We've got laptops to get done, shoes to do, more shoes to do. Just really get through all that stuff. I think that that's what the plan is. I also still have all those clothing bags that I had come through last week from one of my consignees that I haven't gone through yet. Got to do all that. And then it's kind of like, do I start on this today? That's the big question. But I think my best use of my time is to continue to, oh, you're a bit dirty, sorry, is to get as much stuff photoed, so that we can continue to have things going up. But anyway, I'm gonna do my listings now, just checking out some of my latest data points, how things are tracking, and then we will get cracking into the rest of the day. Yeah, just got lots on my mind. Just been doing the planning for 2025. One thing that's interesting for this month is ASP is higher than last month. We're up by about $8. We're on track to do about 25,000 for the month, and net revenue on that is net profit on that is currently at 10%. I think we'll end up around the 15%. I got to pay some bills this morning, some wages. I've got wages today and then wages on Wednesday. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But I listed a whole bunch of phones this morning. A lot of those have sold, they haven't paid yet. So hopefully we'll get a bit of a cash grab right here at the end of the month. So should be okay. In terms of how we're tracking, we're still averaging 18.7 sales per day. So it really isn't too bad. It just trying to catch a break. All right, let's do some work, do some listings, and I'll check in shortly. All right, it's been a little bit. I've just finished doing 51 listings. We've listed about $3,500 worth of stuff, which is pretty good. So it's been a little bit, and then I had to do a reference check for someone, and I had to pay some bills. So I've just been doing all the admin. Probably took a bit longer than I want, but there's no point rushing. All right, we're going to do a pick, pack, and post now. I'll take you through everything that we've got, and then we're going to get into the rest of the day. I haven't got the stuff out yet, but I'll just quickly show you where we're at. All right, so we are sitting on, hopefully some people pay. We've got a few people pending to pay, but we've got around 73,435. So we're still going good. I want to address some comments that come up last week as well. And we've got 14 items to go out. So last week I was quite frustrated, and I still am frustrated. I'm really just continuing to work around trying to catch a break. And I wanted to clarify on this because I had a few people reach out to me saying I shouldn't be comparing myself to others. 100%, and I'm not comparing myself to others. I see what other people are achieving, and it's not that I'm comparing to them, because it's not an apple to apple ratio. I can only compare to myself of where I've been. But what frustrates me is I'm putting in a lot of work. Now, last week when I had that conversation, if you did see it, I was venting. I was, in the moment, frustrated because putting in a lot of work and I haven't necessarily seen the results. But one thing which I think we need to consider is there's going to come a time where I will catch a break, but I can't afford to slow down at this point. Because it costs me to slow down. So I have to continue to build, work effectively, work on, getting more done. And especially as I take on more risk or more, leverage, and find a way to, return on invest on that. So there's someone walking around up there. So that's been on my mind. So I just wanted to, I appreciate everyone reaching out and sharing, not to compare myself, etc., etc. No, do not compare yourself to anyone else but yourself and how far you've come to. We have done amazing growth in this year, and I'm very, very proud of that. Please don't take that the wrong way, that I'm here complaining that that I'm not doing good results. We're doing excellent results. Of course, I'm always pushing the needle to the next direction because, I'm not happy with where we're at because we're not in a position that I'm comfortable with. And that position is we're still not positive cash flow. And what that means is because I'm already doing things today, I'm paying for things today that is for like between January to April next year. That's buying new stock, the storage unit, all these different things. Even paying my staff now, I'm not going to see a lot of that dividend for another 3, 4, 5 months. And that's why it's frustrating. I understand how it works. It's just frustrating. I'm just telling you how it is. So we charge on, and we'll continue to see that growth. And I'm excited to see where we'll be in 6 months' time as well. But I just wanted to bring that back to attention because I had a few people reach out, and I do appreciate it. And I also had some people reach out talking about, I need to have an accountant because I was talking about those GST credits and stuff. I have an accountant. Ethan is my accountant. Maybe the context was probably taken out of the wrong context. There was a certain there's a certain expense that I have that it's going to work in my favor better to leverage that as a write-off, as a GST credit, opposed to just trying to always have my ratio of GST less than 1. Of course, if I'm getting more GST credits and the ATO is paying me, that means that I'm obviously operating with more outgoings. And at this point in time, as I just said, we are not cash flow positive. So I have more outgoings going at this period of time. So I'm leveraging that at this period of time because if I'm going to obviously have more outgoings happening in a quarter, I may as well make the most of that because I'll get more money back. But ideally, I don't want that long term because it's not sustainable, right? So just wanted to clarify that as well. I've got some other questions that I want to talk about a little bit later. Let's do a pick, pack, and post. All right, what have we got? We've got some munchkins going out. I reckon this is going to be a Christmas present. We've got 2 Nintendo DS Lites. Their parts only not working. I literally just listed this, I don't know, about an hour ago for 80 bucks. They've purchased it for 91.20. That's including postage. I'm so very happy with that. And I believe, no, it's not a repeat buy. We've got some multi-quantity of jeans, multi-quantity of Ralph Lauren. We've got a little Eclipse character going out. I mean, Eclipse, Twilight Eclipse. We've got lots of Ralph Lauren. We've got a couple of old vintage books and motor books and what's this, workshop manuals. Got some old records as well. So a whole bunch of goodies going out, which is good. And I'm still waiting for a few more people to pay, but yeah, hopefully we will have some dollary dues come through. I'm going to answer a question in a second, so just give me one moment. All right, so the first question that came through was from old mate, and he was just having a bit of banter about the GST stuff that we spoke about just before, actually. But he had a question for the week, and that was, did I reinvest the money that I made at the market back into some amazing local food you all consumed? The short answer is yes. I mean, essentially all the money that I made, I basically paid, well, I didn't pay, I basically paid for that food. We had coffee, we had jam donuts, we had some gelato, and I think we had brekkie burgers. I bought that for Carla, I bought that for Dad and Mum who were helping. So basically it was reinvested back in, but it was a fun experience. And at this point in time, I'm really doing the market stalls to kind of learn, get an understanding, and see if it's something that I'm going to try and leverage differently. Like, obviously I took everything, and now I'm going to have a different game plan for the next one, and then we'll adapt for the next one. It's a learning process. So it's an investment. The next question that I've had come through, and this is a really, really good question. It's come from DJ Clips. Hey, do you have a video where you go over how consignment works and how you track sales for them? If not, could you please do a basic breakdown of fees for it, etc.? So, okay, so the way consignment works is, let's say this was consignment, right? So the way consignment would work, it would be no cost to me to get the item. And let's say I sell it, well, let's see how much we sold this for. So we sold the munchkins for $61.20. So that includes postage. And the way that then I would have the agreement with my consignee is basically after fees, after postage, and any costs for the item, which usually there isn't costs unless we're doing the business-to-business relationships of doing repairs of laptops and stuff. Basically, we split 50% of the profit. So in this case, for the munchkins, if I look at this, I'm just going to give you an example. This is not a consignment piece, but it gives you an example. So we sold it for $61.20. Postage, it's probably going to be around $10 once I average it out. And after fees, which was around $9.49, the profit is $34.41 after cost of good and things like that. Now, of course, there's no cost of good if you're doing consignment because it's free, but in this case, I'm just using a scenario. So let's say the profit was $34.41. Basically, $34.41 divided by 2 is they get $17.20 and I get $17.20. But I usually pay it out on a monthly basis. And even better, I try and set up with some of my more bigger consignees. I set up like an invoicing process. So I would say, this is how much we've done. I send them a report, break it down for them, line by line item, shows them the fees, shows them the postage. So they see how much profit has been made. And let's say if we did a total of $1,000 in profit, I would then say, can you please invoice me for $500 because they get $500, I get $500. And then it becomes as a business expense for me. And it's like buying stock. So basically all I'm doing is really buying stock after it's sold, and get my money back in that way. The way I usually deal with making a consignment opportunity for someone is, the way I look at it is I think I have spoken about this one before, but essentially I usually, if someone has a deal for, let's say, some video games, and the value of it is $2,377. Let's say how much, I'm buying like 60 video games. It's $2,377 if I was to sell it at full revenue price. Now, I'm only going to offer basically about 25% of that value. The reason why is because if I'm buying it off them, I've got to go then pay fees, I've got to pay postage, I've got to do the work, I've got to do the research, I've got to pack it, I've got to ship it, I've got to store it, all those things. So basically I'm only going to offer them like, $594. Whereas if we did a consignment process, it would be a little bit different. The way we would go about it was, well, there's no cost up front, but postage is going to stay the same. Fees are going to stay the same. And if we had no cost, we are going to end up profiting more, because there's obviously a post cost, there's a fee cost. But the reality is the profit after selling all that's going to be about, $1,600. And then when I half that with an individual, they're going to end up getting maybe $800 opposed to $600 up front. So they're really only gaining about a $200 extra amount of money in their pocket, but they might have had to wait 90 days for it. So I think the 25% offer is really good. So if I'm doing consignees, I will offer. It's like either we do 50% when I sell it, or we do 25% now, and it's my problem to deal with. I hope that helps for you. The way I track it is, in my tool, I have a little, I can't show too much detail because I don't want to show people's information, but in my SKU, essentially that's how I tag it to whichever consignment deal it is from. And when I use my stock tracker in my stock purchases, let's say your name is Bob and I'm doing a consignment deal for you. So your reference in my sheet would be Bob Consignment or Bob Con. And then everything that I list would be under that category of Bob Con. And then I'll have a SKU that refers to B Con dash whatever the SKU number is. So that way, when I do my roll up, I can just pull a quick report. It tells me for the month how much I've sold in November, how much I've sold in October, and break it down that way. I hope that gives you some good idea. If you want more information on this, more than happy to answer. So please just ask. All right, very happy. Just had one of my best customers come through and buy a whole bunch of phones. They buy as soon as I list them. I just send them a message once they're listed, and they go ahead and buy what they want to buy. So they've just spent $423 and they've purchased all these phones. So very happy with that. Thank you. That brings our new total today to, I love days like this, to $913. Now these are consignments. So coming back to the conversation before, so the profit from this, which there was no cost to them, no cost to me, other than postage and fees, we'll split the profit. So let's say that the profit on that, I don't know what it will be 400 minus that. So let's say the profit's $300, it'll be $150 each. All right, my post is coming here to pick up this in an hour. I'm gonna have some food, some lunch, and then we'll start doing some actual work. It's actually sticky as up here. So I'm gonna have some lunch and probably just do some thinking about some stuff. So much going on in my mind. All good things. Please don't take that the wrong way. Yeah, have some lunch and do some admin. All right, just getting out the stuff that I'll be working on today. Just actually had a phone call with eBay. Had a customer raise a item not received. It says it was received 5 days ago, and they said, I looked everywhere, couldn't find it. Which is unfortunate. Maybe it's been stolen or something, but I asked them to reach out to Australia Post. But when these cases happen and everything lands on your side and you've got proof of delivery, like it says it on the app, or there's a photo of it, or they had to sign for it or anything like that, just go ahead, reach out to eBay, get them to give you a call or via message and just tell them that you want to get the case closed and get the funds off hold. And if you've got all the evidence, they'll just do it instantly, and they just did it. So just one less thing to worry about. I always get on top of those things as soon as possible, just because it just avoids things carrying on. So we've got lots of laptops that I'll be doing today. We've got some shoes and some hat bundles. These are all consignments, so I've got to go through and bundle them up. Some of them are individual, some of them are bundles, just to move stock for the individual. We'll do all that, and then we'll see how we get in here. I did want to kind of bring up, there is the opportunity to potentially selling off some teas. I am using a lot of my teas for the market, but there could be some opportunity there. If people are looking for, a whole bunch of teas, maybe 100, it would be mixed lot. You don't get to pick or choose, and they'll probably be around $4 to $6 each. If that sounds like something you're interested in, let me know. I still do have some G-Star and some R.M. Williams that is available if people are interested. I sold out a whole box of this last week. I can make up lots of, 10 to 20 to probably even up to 50 quantities if people are interested. Multi-skewed stuff, most of it. Let me know. And that stuff's only about, well, the more you buy, ideally you'd get it at $10 a piece, but if you're only wanting a smaller amount, it'd probably be about 15 bucks a piece. Let's do it. I'm actually just getting all this set up because I'm about to go down, and then I've actually got 2 phone calls coming as well, just on some supplier stuff and different things. But otherwise, this will be my goal for the rest of the day. Woohoo! All right, we finished all the shoes, and we're just about to start the laptops, and I had a customer roll up with some more stuff. Some interesting things in here, actually. This guy is pretty cool. This thing, I haven't looked it up, but I mean, that's as retro as it gets. So there's a whole bunch of more stuff in here, and I'm gonna have to go through it. There's some Build-A-Bears, more clothes, books. Just the beauty of this is like there's no cost to it, so like we can just kind of start to move it. My biggest problem at the moment is obviously time and the ability to get through it all, because we've still got backlogs in here. I've actually had 2 calls as well while doing all this. Had a call with an opportunity about some new stuff that I'll be testing out for someone, and then also just chatting to someone who I look up to as a mentor, just thinking about next steps, growth, warehousing, all that different stuff. And you know, it's just, even we were just on the phone talking about the opportunities that having a warehouse brings, and then here's the perfect example of why I need a space. So anyway, this is what my day looks like, just going through things. So I haven't got to this yet, which is a little annoying, but we'll see. I'm going to process all this now. I need to process it because I don't have space. Yep. All right. I've just finished a whole bunch of sorting. Haven't done the clothes, pulled out some quick wins, did some photos of those just to really get them processed. Carla's getting the train, so I've got an hour left. I've got to pack all this up. And then I thought I was going to be here early tomorrow, but it looks like I'm not. So I quickly need to do some box prep for my photographer tomorrow too. So it's mad rush. All right, team, that's a wrap. What a day, jeez. Big changes are coming. They're coming. Just been thinking about lots of things while packing. Exciting times. All right, team. See you tomorrow. Woo, folks! It is Wednesday. Geez, it is sticky and hot. It's midday now. Just finished up at Backpack with the kids. Just been back into routine. Actually, it's been good to get there and hang out with the crew and do some stuff, give back. Oh geez, it is very humid today. It's just sticky and gross. So apologies, you're going to hear me complain. All right, we have some good news. I just actually got a whole bunch of just picked it up in the van now. More Patagonia, and it looks like a huge big collection of NBA jerseys. Haven't gone through in detail. Someone's just given them to me. I've got to look through them. Could be really good, could be really bad. The Patagonia I know is good because it's all new with tags. And the other stuff is, I don't think it's new with tags. Anyway, I'm going to go through that when I get in. So I'm just heading to the unit now. Today's plan is to focus on a pick, pack and post. Actually, it's actually been really, really good in the last, even today. It's 12 o'clock and we're sitting on about $1,200 revenue. So things are going well. We had one person come through and purchase about 5 cameras this morning. Sold a couple of other cameras. We had someone purchase actually one of the last pieces of Patagonia that we had, and that's gone to the US for about $320, I think it was. It's good because we just topped up as well. And yeah, it's surprising how quickly things change. Really surprising. And you know, I talk about this all the time where, you know, when I am frustrated, when I'm annoyed, I tell you how I'm annoyed, right? Because the reality is, it's frustrating. And then there's days where it's like this and everything's running as smooth as a whistle, right? So like roller coasters. So my focus today will do the pick, pack and post. After I've done that, I think depending on what time I have left, because I do have a medical appointment, I've got to leave around just after 4. We'll try and get back into the electronics or some quick win stuff. We'll see. Let's get to the unit and start getting through it. All right, folks, back. Just been going through all these jerseys. This is what we've got that I was telling you in the car. These are all pre-owned, someone's collection, so you can see that these ones have really been used, but there's a good bunch in here. Quite a collection. I don't usually get a lot of jerseys, so I'm very happy to give these a go. Good, perfect timing for Christmas. And then we got a whole bunch of more Patagonia, some really nice chinchillas, rain jackets, some rugby tops, fjords, flannels, and some chinchilla snaps. So very happy with this. We're going to get these photoed today. They will be priority for the time of year. And then also got a Saint Germain Paris Air Jordan collab tracksuit as well. So very happy with that. All right, I'm going to do a pick, pack, and post, and I'll take you through what we got. All right, folks, got the fan going now. It is absolutely yucky, sticky, and gooey. So good news is we're actually back on 75,000, 203. We've got 20 orders to go out, and a total of 25 items. So we've got this big Patagonia piece that went for 270 plus $50 postage. We've got this Vikings jersey. We've got a whole bunch of. We've been selling a lot of jackets, probably people going overseas. Someone purchased 5 lots of cameras. We sold some phones in here, some Matchbox cars. We sold some Bible stuff. We sold an iPod, and then lots of skirts and jackets and hoodies. Yeah, so people must be traveling, or maybe they're present. I'm not complaining. I'm very happy regardless. In terms of if there's any express, because I've been telling people make sure we put express on. I actually haven't had many people ordering express, but I mean, I ship daily, so you know, if people are buying now, they're pretty safe. But I think next week express will probably start to pick up. All right, we're going to pack all this up, try and stay dry, and get it all packed up. All right, team, postage is all done. We actually had a customer come through and purchase 8 pairs of shorts just at the end there, so that was a good little sprint. We've got the Patagonia getting listed, fresh and easy now. I've got to do some admins. I need to pay some wages and just do a few things, and I'm leaving here in about an hour, so probably not really going to get much done, but I mean, we're still getting photos done and we're still getting the postage done. I just won't be getting any of the stuff I wanted to get done. It is what it is. All right, team, admin's done. Paid some bills, paid the wages. Now I'm just going to finish. I've only really got about 30 minutes, so I'm just going to do some laundry prep. It's probably the best use of my time rather than pulling things out. And I'll be here all day tomorrow, so I'll have plenty of things to do. All right, team, see you tomorrow. Folks, and just like that, it was Thursday, and I'm actually pretty pumped for the day. It's new day, and it's an early morning. It's 6:44, already heading to the shop. Carla's getting an earlier train just because I think it's going to be better for her as well, but it seems to just work better from a timing perspective, less busy, less noise. So we got a 10-minute earlier train for her, and it seems to save her about 20 minutes in commute time, so definitely worth it. And for me, I'm like, well, it doesn't really make much difference. 10 minutes difference for me. Here we are heading into the unit at 6:45 in the morning, which is great because I can get ahead, just do a whole bunch of different things, take my time, and get things done. So the plan for today, still not having my coffees. I'm still on some medication for my back and foot, which is going pretty good. The plans today, I got to do a pick, pack, and post. We've actually had pretty good sales. Yesterday we ended up doing $1,900. Which was really great. We haven't had a day like that in a long time. And today we're already sitting on about 300, and it's only not even 7 a.m. yet. So I don't know if it's just whatever was going on for the last few weeks, it's kind of making up for it, or if it's the Black Friday stuff. It's just, doesn't matter. I'm happy. It takes a little bit of pressure out of my headspace, and I can just focus on some other things. My goal today is, there's so many things I need to do still, and I know we spoke about this last week about taking massive action. Of course, there's always moving pieces, but really there's still the opportunity to got to do some shuffling of some shelving. I need to do a whole bunch of photos of of electronics. I've got clothes to sort. I also need to finalize some supplier quotes and purchase orders, just, you know, in terms of, I'm really just been planning out all the way up until about April next year, so just making sure I'm getting on top of that. Till March next year. So I need to get that finalized this week. So lots of moving things. I do have plenty of time today, which is great. I don't have my my photographer in either though, so I do have to do the majority of the work, which again, it's all part of the business. And I still need to finish my listings. So I've done 21 listings already for my day. I will finish them off first, I think, get on top of those when I get in, and then yeah, I'm think I'm going to do is do the listings, do the electronics, then do the postage. However, depending on if we get a lot of postage come through, because I've already got 10, I also need to make sure that I can get that picked up by my postie before I've got another doctor's appointment today. So yeah, just timing on that one. Yeah, and then probably just sorting clothes for the rest of the day. If I can get on top of the electronics today, all those laptops, I can have them listed for early December, if not maybe by the weekend. So yes, that's my mind, that's what's on my mind, that's what I'm thinking. A little bit tired, but feel pretty good otherwise. Let's get into the day. All right, here and all set up. I actually need to charge you. I'm going to be doing some work over here for a bit. Yeah, let's do my listings. All right, 40 listings are live. We've actually got a couple of things I want to share with you actually. We've actually got 20 sales to go out. We've actually been moving pretty quick this morning. Actually, I'll share that while. So we're back on 75,246. Which is good. Now let's keep it moving. We dropped there for a bit, but I've currently got, yeah, this is okay to show. So I've currently got 4,928 items listed, or a total of 5,184 with multi-quantity. But as you can see here, we've got about $204,000 in value listed. Now, to give that perspective, we're turning over 75,000 in value every 90 days. So that really gets me, if I'm doing 75 times 4, that's 300,000. So as you can see, I'm basically like, I guess what I'm trying to say here is like, for people that set goals, I remember when I first started and I said, I want to hit $100,000 in my first year. I don't even think I was listing like more than $30,000 worth within that year. I probably ended up doing 50,000 to be honest, because the point is like, you can't be saying you want to be achieving a certain goal if you're not listing enough to get you to that goal. Now, as I've said that in the past, when I list items, I have a sheet that tells me the sell-through rate of those. So basically, and I'll show you this now, basically at the moment, we've got, basically when I list an item, it shows that within 1 week, 20.75% of those items will sell. So the 40 that I've listed today, 20% of those will be sold within a week. And then within 2 weeks, 28% of it, within 3 weeks, 33%, within 4 weeks, 39%. But basically by week 6, 7, we've sold half of that. So to get to the 100%, it doesn't really kind of happen until like way. But, you know, to give you the 90-day total kind of thing is every 90 days, which is about week 13, I'm selling 64% of the stuff that I listed. So 64% of the stuff that I list today will be sold in 90 days. And I'm trying to get that better in terms of being able to have a lower cost of good, which means I can sell things quicker. But my average cycle time at the moment is 79 days on average. Some things will sell obviously in the same day, but it's about 79 days cycle. So just wanted to share those. If you are trying to build your store, it's not necessarily about you wanting to have as much listings as possible, but you want to obviously have a better sell-through rate, but you want to also, if you want to sell more, you need to list more to be able to get it, or you need to have a higher ASP. For me, because I'm listing a lot of the same items on the same day, like today I've just done shorts, it makes it very good because it means if someone comes shopping for shorts, they might buy 1 or 2 or 3. Whereas if I was listing lots of different kind of stuff, you know, it still does present people bringing in and buying the opportunity to, bringing in people with the opportunity to buy multiple different things. But usually I try and keep it consistent to the same category, because then people want to, like later this week, I'll be listing, it'll be about 120 Ralph Lauren. Now I'll do that over a couple of days, so people can come in and just really pick up what they want. They might get 3 or 4, especially with the discounts that I offer when you buy multiple items. So that's really the process there. I'm kind of just sharing a whole different things that are on my mind looking at these numbers, because it's exciting. Yeah. All right, now we start. It's only 8:46, which is great. We're going really good for time. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 laptops to do. I've actually got another couple in there as well, which they're a little bit different, because these ones are just good to, plug in, make sure everything's good, take photos, done. The others will require a little bit of shuffling. So we're going to do all those. While I'm on the roll, I think I've got... No, I don't. I do have some older Macs that I need to do as well. But they're older models, so they're really just parts only stuff. But I'm going to focus on these, get these out of the way, and then we're kind of winning for the day. And then we still have more things in here to get done, but we'll worry about that later. I really just want to get this done, because there's a lot of money here. Let's just say the average ASP was 150. Just being generous. It's quite a lot of money, so some of it will be higher than that, and I think there's only one in here that's parts only. I think it was this one, so yeah, let's do it. Quick little update, making some good progress. I'm actually just going to pause for a bit. I've had a few calls, and I had someone else rock up for a pickup or something, but I'm going to actually start to process the postage, just because I want to get on top of that, because we've had some more sales come through. And then I've got another customer coming for some more consignment stuff. So I just need to make sure I'm not leaving the postage too late. And some of these have taken a little bit longer than expected, just testing, and there was a few issues. So I've just been, making sure that everything is the way it should be. Sometimes, it's not as quick money as we all think, but it is good money. It is worth it. So I'm going to start to pull out some stuff. I'll show you what we've got going out, and get that packing. All right, so we're on 75,376, and I just had another sale come through. A couple of sales actually. We've got a total of 24 items. It's about 22 orders. We just had this one come through. He's gone for $70, around there somewhere, with postage included. Parts only, not working, untested. Love it. We also have some South Park stuff going out, postcards, got some cameras and phones. This guy went for about 57. Some international stuff in here as well. Pretty happy with all this. So not too bad at all. It is getting hot again. I'm gonna get cracking on through this, and I have one of my consignees coming through, and I'm actually going to be having a chat with him about some other possibilities and opportunities that I want to start to suss out and test. Always got to be changing, not changing for the sake of changing, but always adapting to enable better flow of things. All right, let's get this packed up and get cracking. Lots to do. All right, postage is done. I'm gonna have some lunch, do some admin, then I'll probably have my customer rock up, and we'll get back into doing stuff, but I'll probably have more stuff to sort. So it's a bit of one of those weeks where I'm just accumulating and sorting and processing, but I'm not gonna complain. It's a great opportunity. All right, check in soon. All right, we've had some more stuff come through, which is always very exciting. We did get some North Face. We've got some Adidas. We've got some Ralph Lauren. We also got Givenchy as well. So I'm going to have to sort all this. I actually need to sort all the other stuff. So that's actually the plan today. I just finished all the laptops. Got a couple of other bits and bobs here, a pair of Oakleys. We're going to start sorting all this today. So that is the goal, to get it done. I'm just going to take a quick photo or two of some of the new stuff there, and then we'll get into sorting the clothes. All right, this is the first batch of stuff. It's come from an old storage unit. There's a lot of stuff in here which could have been really good, but there's a lot of staining, really bad smell, just stuff that's it's just, even washing it probably isn't going to really make it worthwhile my time, because I just won't get the higher dollars for it. So it's a bit unfortunate. So I'm just sorting through taking what I think's worth it, and then I'll make an offer for it. But it's a bit of a shame when people treat clothes like this. It's a bit unfortunate. Whew. All right, we pulled out 42 pieces. The rest is going back, and there was some consignment pieces that I'll be doing for the gentleman as well. Nice little Ralph Lauren here, which is pretty beautiful, pretty good condition. It will need to go for a wash, so it's not perfect, but which is unfortunate, but that should do okay. And then there's Da Vinci in there as well. So, and the North Face needs a good wash. So they're going to go to wash. Oh, it's so hot here. It's so sticky. I'm going to quickly try and start to sort a little bit more of this stuff if I can. But I've got to leave here in about an hour, so let's charge on. All right, almost done. Just rushing to get this done. I've already put a big pile in there. I'm going to have to count that tomorrow. We'll get this out of the way, then we're out of here. We're almost out of here. All right, it's all packed up. We'll finalize all that tomorrow, and this will all go back to the consigning. A lot of it will be up shoppy stuff, but it's a bit unfortunate some of it wasn't too good. And there's some consignment pieces over there. All right, I'm gonna pack up and get out of here. Folks, and just like that, it was Friday. Jeez, another week done and dusted, and I tell ya, it's gone like that. So today is Friday, as I just said. I'm just going through my head. We've got lots going on. So we managed to get all the laptops done yesterday, which was great. Managed to sort all the clothes yesterday. I do need to finish counting the clothes today, and then I need to make space. That's essentially my priority. I need to make space for my photographers to be able to put boxes in. I need to make some more boxes, and I need to, yeah, that's essentially it. Then count the clothing, make an offer on the clothing, and then put the clothing out for washing. Essentially, that's what I need to do. So, big day. I am actually meant to be going and doing a bit of a new business-to-business partnership connection thing, but I think that's not happening. So I'll get that confirmed shortly, which, you know, shuffles the day around. But I will probably try and leave early from the shop today, probably around 3. Got to do my weekly deal, and then Carla and I were off to the city again. We've actually been helping some friends move and things like that. So just, there's always something going on. Always something going on. So, all right, team. I will see you in the shop in a minute. All right, we're here getting set up, and I'm going to start the clothes first. Just get that done, and maybe I can buy them today and send them out for washing. So that's the idea. All right, all done. I have just purchased all this, and I got all the stuff from yesterday as well. There was some stuff that we didn't go with, and there is some stuff that we're consigning, which we already discussed about yesterday. So ended up getting, it was a total of 110 pieces for $550. Very grateful, thank you. Now I'm going to put this into washing bags. Also, for Black Friday, they had eBay, the Gamesman had 300 OLED switches, the Super Mario edition, Super Mario Brothers Wonder Edition, for, there was 300 for $360, down from 550. I got one. It's confirmed. I'm so happy. It's really good. That was intense. All right, just had a phone call with one of my suppliers, and I'm just sharing this because I want people to understand some of the things that I do, because sometimes this is my own observation. I have found in the last 3 months that I probably do less hands-on work. I mean, there's days where obviously I'm doing all this kind of stuff, but I found myself doing less in the business and doing more on the business. Like, I've just been on a phone call for 15 minutes with one of my suppliers and planning out all the way up until March next year. I've just written another email to one of my other suppliers and planning that flow. So like I'm already in April, essentially, of where things will be, managing cash flow, setting up, you know, credit terms, like all these different things. And that scares the heck out of me because, you know, we haven't even finished this year, and, you know, I'm still trying to find a warehouse and things like that. So But yeah, what I was saying is that sometimes it might look like I don't really do a lot of work, or I need to do more work myself. But the reality is I am trying to build this business so that I am the one making the decisions, help driving it, getting happening and moving, while other people are executing. That's the only way I can scale quickly, or easier or easily, because I can't do all the work. It's just not possible. And one thing that I thought about was like, at the moment I'm the one purchasing all the stock, the products, what do we want, the diversity, the categories. But imagine, at some stage, I can't keep doing that. I need to have someone else doing that. I'm not talking in the short term, I'm talking longer term. But the reality is thinking about those things and how that could even look. How do I have someone choosing for the business? Because my ambition isn't for this just to be a small thing. I've got some pretty wild ideas, but they're all going to take time, and a lot of that will start to tick over more in a warehouse. But it's there's a lot going through my head, and I know some of you this isn't relevant to you, whereas some of the others, like old mate, I know you appreciate these kind of conversations. So I'm really talking about this for you. All right. I still need to do all that for the washing. Still need to sort all this. I might actually just go do a quick pick, pack and post, get that out of the way, and then that will be the game plan. Get that sorted, and then that will be the end of the day. All right, so we've got a total of, it has slowed down a little bit. We've got a total of 9 items going out. We're on 75,287, so we are retaining that, which is great. In terms of what we've got going out, we've got a little poncho going out. We've got some little, what were these called again? Oh, how am I forgetting this? I mean, I literally, in the back of my mind it was, Mighty Max. We've got, really the rest is just a whole bunch of shirts. We did sell one of those Ford Wrangler shirts that we picked up in the thrift a couple of episodes ago, and that's gone for $55 plus post, so really happy with that. I did have a question come through that I have actually been talking about in the comments with the individual, but I wanted to kind of address it for everyone else. I've just been listening to this guy. He's so cute. Anyway, just wanted to share that. The question that came through is, it's an interesting conversation, and I don't mean anything, by that to the individual who's asked the question. It's a really good question, but it's something that I think I wanted to bring out a different kind of conversation, because I've struggled with this, and it kind of just gave me a good little self-awareness moment. So it came from Pablo Diablo Treasures. I really do appreciate the questions. And Pablo has asked, I wish I knew what your secret is for such success at eBay. And look, this is a really interesting conversation and question, because the way I looked at it is we need to think about, well, who is defining this success, and how are you defining your success? And this is for everyone that's listening. But essentially, like, my objective, my goal, my ambition is going to be completely different to everyone else's. Not saying that my idea is better or anything like that, but it's just different because I have different goals. I have different ambitions. I want to achieve different things, and I want this to be something else. To maybe for someone that just wants to do this as a part-time, someone that wants to do this full-time, someone that wants to just do this to make some money for holidays, or maybe you want to make a full-time living out of it, like, all those different things. So, it's, is success meaning that you are able to make a full-time wage out of this, or does it mean that it's able to provide you a holiday, or does it provide you a better mental, health state because you're not, working with other people? But I think for me, it's like right now I can define, I guess, this as successful because I've been able to continue to grow from a revenue and cost perspective, still be profitable, not to where I'd like to be. And I won't be happy until I've got that to a certain fact where I don't have to worry about, are we going to make it this month? And like, I'm being really bullish, but once I can start to save in the business and then put some more investment into the business, that's when things will start to get really interesting. But then of course I'll have new goals, new ambitions. So you just got to be really careful on how we define success around eBay, because it's going to be different for everyone. We continue to have the conversation. Pablo Diablo then went on to say, is like, he wants to know, what is the reason that I get so many sales? Is it because I price things cheaper than the rest of others, or is it because I use promoted listings? No, I mean, I get a lot of sales because it's taken 4 years to get to this point. I think a year ago, I was lucky if I was getting one multi-quantity order a week.
Now I probably get 5, 6, 7 multi-quantity orders. So one person might, on average, so my average order now has 1.25 items going out, which means, you know, any given week, there's a couple of people buying 5 items. And that's because I've built a rapport with my customer base. It's got nothing to do with, you know, promoted listings or anything like that, because there's a lot of stuff that I don't promote. When I list my iPhones, I don't promote those. They sell literally within 2 hours. And I think the other thing we've got to think about is that, like, I list items on a daily basis, and I'm listing items that people want. And if you sell things that people want, people will buy them. My average cycle time is 67 days. So it's not even that quick, but I do provide a service. I provide a quality of consistency, and I provide things that are in demand and that people want. Different times as well. You know, I'm listing things all year round that are of different categories, which some stuff will sell now, some stuff will sell in 6 months' time. You know, it's just the way it is. And I don't sell cheap. I sell pretty pricey because I have overheads. And then Pablo went on to say, is it because eBay promotes for me for free because I do a lot more than other sellers? Look, I don't think it's about eBay's doing anything like that for me. I think it's like when you sell stuff that people want, you will sell more of it because people are looking for it. They've got triggers on it. They've got search results for it. But eBay will then obviously, if you are selling a lot and eBay can see that you are selling a lot, they're going to push traffic that way to see if they can get more people to buy it because they're going to make money too. I'll leave it with this. Just make sure my timer hasn't run out. Leave it with this. If I list 5 items today and they're the best items in the world that everyone wants, they will sell instantly. I could list 40 crap items and not sell a single item today. So I don't think it's about quantity. It really is making sure that the stuff you're selling people want, and, you know, at the right price point. There's a lot of things around it. And I list a lot of things knowing that I've got certain price points on them, but I do it because if someone comes and buys 5 of them, I can do them really cheap. But if you're buying 1 of them, I can't do it cheap. So there's a lot of dynamics there, but really great conversation. Really appreciate you, Pablo, asking and having the conversation, because I think it's something that we all need to think about, of how you build your business, the structure of your business, your metrics, all those different things. Great conversation. Let's get packing. All right, team, postage is done. I haven't printed it yet because I've still had a few more orders getting paid. So I'm just letting that, and I'll leave that to last. I've started to do some sorting in here. I actually did a whole bunch of listings, a good bunch of stuff. There's probably $1,000 there, maybe. That's a bit of a consignment. They kept me honest, so I said, no, I'll get it done today. So I'm just shuffling a few things around, making a bit of space in there so we can bring some of these boxes out and move things down a little bit to make a bit more space. That's what I'm doing right now. And then, yeah. All right, folks, it is a sweat fest here. Have now bagged up all the clothes for washing for Monday, which means that will make some good space in here. Good to have some moving space. And I have now done a quick little space management opportunity. I haven't been able to do that because I haven't set up the other shelving and the other one, and it's a bit of a big job. I've got to leave it around 3 o'clock. So I've managed to gain all of this, like that had all this on it, and that's just going to go into the other unit, because some of this is listed, some of this wasn't listed, so that's the way I'm doing it. So that's on in here, double stacked where we could, as you can see. So we gain back all this. Those ones will end up going in, actually they'll probably end up just going at the end, or I may end up putting them up there. And this is stuff that I'm still just processing. So buyers, this is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, that's probably next week and a half. So probably got 2.5 weeks there of just, if we're lucky, this might cover us till the end of the year. We'll see. We'll see. All right, 30 minutes. Let's see what else I can get done. All right, folks, we're done. We've got a bit more spacious room in here now, which is nice. This is all listed, so that's why we've prioritized it here. I'm still gonna have to do a little bit of shuffle of this. Some of this is listed and I just haven't put it into its hidey holes in here. But this is a good starting point for next week, just to continue to refine things. Like, there's a lot of space that I can change things in here, but I'm trying not to do too much because, well, I don't need to change that, and I've got a whole bunch of books about to go in there anyway, so I'll just change it when I do that. I think that's it.
yeah, I'm happy with this. So I'm out of here. It's 3 o'clock. I've got to go do another deal exchange, and then yeah, then we're done for the day. Oh jeez, it's hot. All right, team, I'll give you the recap on the way home. Ciao. All right, jeez, what a week. It's hot as well. That's why I'm kind of like, whew. It's been a week, and look, you know, to think about how I was feeling last week and where my headspace was this week, I'm really feeling in a better position, in the sense of a bit more confidence, some step forwards, what's next, what we're going to be doing, and really start to push into it a bit more. And if maybe you didn't follow on last week there was a bit of frustration. I talked about it. You know, I even spoke about, you know, a bit about how the warehouse needs to happen and things like that. But I've been speaking about that all week as well. And really, I've just got into a great headspace where I've been able to have some conversations with some mentors and those that I look up to, and get some perspective, you know, bounce ideas. And like, I'm pretty confident of the next steps forward, which is, I need to get into a warehouse, which we know that's legit, but I've changed some of the way I've been planning for it. And I'm not going to rush to get into it, but I'm looking more than I was before. But this week, the lessons is things change quickly. The roller coaster ride is real, all the usual things. But last week I spoke about got to take massive action. It probably took me a little bit this week to get to where I wanted to be, because there's been so many moving pieces. Like, we've been needing to do what I just did then, moving the stuff on the shelves. And we finally got it done. I had to sort all that clothing. We finally got it done. I had to do the electronics. Well, the laptops, we got it done. There's still a lot of other things that I haven't done, but the beauty is I've ticked off some things that are no longer on the back of my mind, and it means I can start to progress forward again onto the next tasks. But I think for me this week, my biggest lesson, or just a sense of getting things figured out, is just being able to continue to move forward in confidence. And that might sound weird, but I've spoken about it numerous times where I have imposter syndrome or doubt, or am I doing the right thing? But I was reflecting through some of my numbers last night, and, you know, just helping me reframe, or I guess zoom out and understand, you know, the decisions that I have made to this point and how have they played out. And looking over basically I have this graph, I'll put it up on screen, that kind of shows my progression of every 90-day cycle since I started. And, you know, there's been some ups and downs in those 90-day cycles, but some person not moving. But the reality is, I've actually averaged every 90 days since starting for the last 4 years, basically, a 20% growth in revenue top line. Now, that's not profit and all that jazz, but what that tells me is we're continuously to make decisions that continue to bring in more money into the business. And as I bring more money into the business, I can start to leverage that cash flow and make bigger and better decisions. And I remember ordering my first, you know, bale of jeans, and that was scary as heck. And today, you know, I have just locked in what will probably be, Jesus, it's going to be like, we're sitting at about 2,500 items that I've just ordered for the first quarter of next year. And, you know, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I hadn't spent and done all the reps for the last 2 years in clothing, really. So that gives me a really good confidence boost to know that, it's working. We keep doing it. We keep charging. We keep trusting the process. We figure out how to keep doing the process better. We can't compromise, and we can't get complacent, and we've got to continue to push on. And that, I'm speaking for my whole team. And, you know, there's some things that I need to firm up with the team, just that we can do a little bit better, quality checks and things like that. Because as we get bigger, we cannot compromise on speed. We cannot compromise on quality. We cannot compromise on providing the value to my customers. And, you know, that's a really important thing that I need to be mindful about. So that's really the big lesson for this week. And we're back up to our top numbers again, sitting on about 75,500 for the 90-day total. So we're in a good position. I have another 200 Ralph Lauren arriving on Monday, and then I have some really cool new Western pieces as well, and then a few other bits and bobs coming. So lots to happen, folks.
Just anxious of the time that my GoPro doesn't turn off. But I think that's really the big one. We've had some really cool deals come through this week with all those Patagonias. We had all the jerseys come through. We've had some more deals come through, more clothing. I'm in a very positive attitude at the moment because things are looking up, but we have a lot of work ahead of us. So much work. So we'll see what happens next week. All right, we'll do it all again. Appreciate you all. If you guys have had questions along the way, or if you've got questions after listening to all this, please put them down below and ask. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going away for the weekend again, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do my recap video on the Sunday. So I'm just going to do the recap of the financials now. This week, in terms of the financials, we actually started off pretty strong. They've died off today, being Black Friday. We're competing for people's time and attention, but we've hit our targets. I think we're sitting on 5.5 at the time of me doing this. So we should land on about 7,000 by the time I'm actually presenting back to you for the month. Well, this will be the result of the month, and we should have landed between a 17 and a 22% net profit based on where I think that is. So that should be between $3,800 and $4,500 in net profit. After paying staff, after paying storage, and even after increasing our storage this month. So that's encouraging. We had a better profit margin all around because we haven't actually sold as much. We've sold less. ASP's been better though. So, that's interesting as well. Anyway, enough on that. I'll leave it there. Appreciate you. Do it all again next week. We're in the final hoorah of 2024. Ciao.